Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the Mirabella Mindset. So today we're going to do more of a Q&A, right? Because a lot of people have been dropping questions. We don't get to all of them. And I really want to answer a lot of the questions that come up in the comments. So if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. If you're watching on Facebook, drop a comment. James is managing the comment section. On Instagram, I got it over here. So I got the comment section right in front of me. So if you guys have questions today on anything, I know I got a couple I'm going to bounce off people. And one of the questions that somebody messaged me that I told I was going to answer here in the live today was she's too busy to do her one-on-ones. And you're not too busy to do your one-on-ones. You don't manage your time enough. And a lot of people get stuck between time management. And the thing I want to tell you is it's really more about energy management. Where are you spending your energy? And I guarantee you, your energy is being drained from bullshit meetings. Like you try and first off, you try and delegate like everything in one day. You need to designate a day for particular things. For all the owners out there who own salons, and if you think you can do hair and run your salon in the same day by just putting tasks in your schedule, it's never going to work out for you. It's never going to play out the way you want it to. It's never going to happen. You're going to have things that go wrong with a client, things that go wrong with the day, and you're never going to be in the flow state or the deep work state to get things done. So you need to block off your calendar and not accept any clients that day and just work on the things that you need to work on for the business. If you don't have an admin day as an owner, and it's probably why your salon's not successful. Like if you don't meet with your team, if you don't have one-on-ones at all, because you don't have time for them, you're not going to have a successful salon. So here's what you need to do. A, clear your schedule for 1 day of the week, at a bare minimum, 1 day a week. Create a Calendly link. Like Calendly is an app. It's like Calendy. Google it. And it's free, I think, if you have one meeting on there. Create a 30-minute meeting. Use that for everything. I have a bunch of them, right? So I pay for the Calendly app. Take that link. You send it to your team. Hey, guys, book your one-on-one. Now, in the Calendly link, what you can do is you can only have it, let's say, be available for Wednesdays. So you send that link out. Instead of you going back and forth, you have them book the meeting with you. It's the easiest way to do it. Now, what happens when you're an owner and you're in your salon and you're doing someone's hair? Who steps in? It's the distributors. They always do the pop-in. They want to talk to you about the deals and the promotions. And they are good deals and promotions, but you don't get a chance to really dig into them. And you're losing a lot of money. Like you're wasting money by not buying during the sales. So what you need to do is create that calendar link for them, give them the link, have them book a time with you so you can manage your energy. Like if you try and have a 2-minute meeting with the sales rep to get all the different deals going on for the month, you're not going to get them all. And you're not going to take advantage of the sales. So have that designated day to do the things that are important for the business. Now, I personally think you should have each day labeled. So if you look at my calendar, at the top of the calendar for the 7 days a week, Sunday is my family day, right? I still do some work, but that's my family planning day. So I plan my week out. I spend time with my family. And my wife's probably watching this saying, no, I don't, but I do. And then on Monday is my coaching call day. I run my coaching calls on Monday. Tuesday, leadership day. Wednesday, marketing day and e-commerce. Thursday, leadership day. Friday is money day. I'd take a look at all the money we're spending, take a look at all the numbers each salon's doing, and making sure that doesn't get too far ahead of me. Now, if somebody needs to talk to me about my online business, right? I give them a link to my Wednesday where e-commerce is, and they can book an appointment that day. I don't let them take up my Monday time. I need to control my energy for Monday because everything I'm doing on Monday is dedicated towards my coaching business and that. Now, leadership, my Tuesdays. If it has to do with leadership, it's on that day. If it's a meeting with my manager, a one-on-one with a staff member, it happens on that day. So you have to understand that your calendar is sacred. If you live off a calendar, it would clear up a lot of stress in your life. Imagine this. Imagine you were a busy hairstylist and you just told your clients to come in whenever. Bananas, right? Like I talk to people and like, oh, my calendar's in my head. I know exactly what I'm doing. No, your brain is meant to be creative. It's not meant to like manage your day. That's what your calendar's for. So you need some kind of an inbox. So anything that comes on your plate, you just stuff into an inbox, whether it's a Todoist, whether it's like a note, a Google Keep, a note-taking app, something to capture stuff. It could be a text message thread or an email thread as well. At the end of every night, you take a look at your inbox and then you designate the things that you need to schedule. Now, if you can delegate it, give it to somebody else. Give the task away. If you don't need to do it, then delegate it and delete it, or just delete it completely. And if it's something that you need to get done, you schedule it. So it's called the Eisenhower Matrix. I want you guys to go Google that and research the Eisenhower Matrix. It would truly help you out. But all the hairstylists out there who are owners and all the leaders out there who don't have a personal calendar linked to your appointment calendar, you guys are driving yourself nuts. Like, you're very disorganized. You don't know when you're doing what, and you need to make sure that you organize everything in one location, one calendar. And that would clear up a lot of the stress that you have. I like to designate days so I can control my energy, but that's just how I do it. You can split the day up in 3 days. Like, the morning is going to be for admin, then the afternoon could be used for clients, and then the night is used for, like, I don't know, billing. Who knows what you're going to do. I don't like that because the day, like the splitting up 3 ways, they run into each other. So I don't want to have my day interfere with the other part of my day. So that's why I don't split my day up in 3 days. I usually use the morning for really deep work for that area of the day, and then the rest of the day is meant for meetings. So my 4-ish, 5-ish a.m. is meant for the deep, non-interruptive work. I get done with that around 10, 11, and then I jump into my meetings and stuff. So if you guys are struggling with organizing your day and calendar, it's probably because you're not treating your personal life or your business life like you do your salon life. Like, you have people book appointments, you time block it out. Do that with every aspect of your life. All right, and next question I had for our Q&A. And guys, if you have questions right now on Instagram, drop it in there. If you're watching on Instagram, or YouTube or Facebook, drop a question. James is managing that feed, so he can ask me the question himself. But a question we had was, should you departmentalize? So what that means is, should you do cutting only or should you do color only? And that's a personal question. Like, that's an answer only you can answer. But someone who asked this question earlier, they were told by the owner of the salon that they have to pick one or the other. Now, if your salon's departmentalized, then you knew that going into it. But I want you to ask yourself, why is he saying that to you? Are you the only one he's saying that to? Is that because he feels like you can't do both? And I personally did both. I always did cutting and I always did coloring. Why? Because I was good at both. I was probably better at coloring in the beginning of my career, and then I got equally as good as cutting and coloring. I believe you can do both. I think if you want to specialize, you can specialize. There's people who just only do cutting or only do color. I believe in maximizing the amount of money, and I believe in having the client throughout the whole experience. Here's where the issues come in when you separate your cutting and your color. If your stylist, doesn't know anything about cutting hair, or if doesn't know anything about coloring hair, it can really screw up the color. If there's no communication between your cutter and your colorist, and let's say she asked for like a cool lived-in blonde look and a lot of the blondes on the ends, and then she shows the cutter a shorter bob, you just cut all that work out. So there's a lot of communication that needs to happen when you have two separate departments for cutting and coloring. And when it comes to colorists, a lot of times they don't know how to style hair. I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying a lot of people. And if you don't know how to style hair and you don't know what is going to happen with the haircut, you may put a foil right on a part, which looks silly when they go to cut that style into the client's hair, and it kind of screws things up. And now you're delayed because you got to low light that, you got to remelt it down. So if you're going to departmentalize, make sure that you both are there for the consultation and you come to an agreement on the cut and the color at the same time. That has to happen. So if you do that in your salon, you still can make just as much money doing one or the other. I feel you make more money doing both, though. That was just me because I was good at both. All right. Questions, drop them up here in the chat. I'm going to answer them. What do you think of working at a salon suite? Clarify that question for me. Working in a salon suite or working at a salon suite? And the reason why I'm prefacing that, are you being commissioned by somebody who rents a suite out and you're working for them, or just working in a suite in general? Let me know. Or I could just answer both for you right now. All right, here's my deal with salon suites while you're coming up with the clarification on that question. Suites are great. I think suites are great. I talk a lot of shit about suites, obviously, if you follow me. Here's the reason why. You're always going to be an operator. You never really truly transfer into the owner role because it's just you working out of the suite. So you really just have a job for yourself. If you have a 3-chair suite or a 2-chair suite, you can leverage that and you could have a team member and you could scale a little bit that way. If you are in a point in your career when you're just happy working just you and you kind of just enjoy working 3, 4, 5 days a week or whatever and making the money you make behind the chair, then that's fine. But you can never really grow outside of the suite unless you get into e-commerce or get into coaching or anything like that. The most important thing is you have a vision on where you want to go with your career. And is the suite the end goal or is the suite a stepping stone? Because if you think the suite's the end goal, but you have a vision of owning a business, you never really own the business. And I'm sorry, suite renters out there, you own a job. You're washing the bowls, you are doing the hair, you're booking the appointments, you're doing everything. And it's hard to scale and buy back your time in a suite if you have one chair. The cool thing about a suite is this. If you just want to do hair for yourself and you don't really want to grow, you can split your schedule up. And I just gave this scenario to somebody else. You could work Monday, Wednesday, Friday in a suite and have somebody else work Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday in that suite. And you break the suite rent up 2 ways. So if it's let's say it's $450 for the suite for the week, $225 and $225. You take the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Your partner takes the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then magically, you guys can share the suite and really maximize the amount of money you make. So you can get clever with stuff like that when it comes to a suite. But when it comes to working in suites, I'm a born-bred entrepreneur. Like I really like to grow a business. I enjoy that aspect of this particular industry. And it's difficult to do when you're in a one-chair suite. All right, questions. Oh, okay, cool. Working at a suite in a salon suite. Okay, cool. That should have helped with that question. Guys, suites aren't bad, right? But it's just you're stuck there. Like it's lonely. If you enjoy that intimate experience and like your client and you, for me as a dude though, I don't feel comfortable in a room with just me and a woman. And I'm not saying that there's just dudes out there who have suites, but it's like I just think it could lead to things going far right. Right? It's just me and her. It's weird. It's at night. I got a wife. I don't need shipping spread. And that's just my own take on it. There's people out there who are fucking weird and I don't want to be locked in a room with them. So that's why I don't like suites. For me, as a straight dude who I could have shit said about me. That's just my personal opinion. I'd rather have either a camera in there or someone else there. Yeah. And yeah, it's 2024, James. Good idea. Not to say that you can't be a dude with a suite. I'm just saying that's fucking reality of the world we live in today. All right, next question. All right, let's go here. What's your favorite money management system? All right, so I am awesome at spending money. I'm really good at making money, but I'm probably even better at spending it. So money management system. There's a guy named Dave Ramsey. He has Financial Peace University. Check his stuff out when it comes to managing your money and stuff like that. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make if you're spending all of it. Dave Ramsey is the GOAT when it comes to budgeting and managing your money. I have something called the cash flow projections I got from the guys at 124Go. That's amazing that I tweaked. If you don't understand your money and the language of money, you should hire an accountant to teach you. You should go to Upwork.com, find someone who does like bookkeeping, QuickBooks, an accountant, and have a conversation with them. So you're learning the language of money. Because it doesn't matter what money management system you have. If you don't know the language of money, it's never going to help you. So the money coming into your salon, if it's greater than the money going out, you're profitable. And if it's not, then you're not profitable. It's pretty basic. You can record that on a bunch of different things. Every software today, whether you're using Mevo, Fresha, Square, Booksy, whatever app you have, Forest, there is a report section that you can easily pull the reports out of, and you can take a look at what's going in and what's going out when it comes to payroll or what's being transferred out. I do all my pay through my booking software. That's how I manage my salon. So I like QuickBooks. My bookkeeper handles that for me. I drive her crazy with all the businesses I have and how loose I am with certain spending habits, but she does a great job. QuickBooks is inexpensive. You can do it online. You can find someone on Upwork to help you manage it. That's my system. People like Excel, but that's typically what I do. All right, next question here. 1099s. All right. Are 1099s illegal? No, 1099s are not illegal. 1099ing an employee is illegal because they're an employee. They should be W-2'd. If you have an independent stylist, you could 1099 them. Here's a little flip that I'm working on right now with my accounting team. Guys, if you're a salon, I'm a private membership association. So let me preface that. I'm not a licensed hair salon. We are a private membership association. And one of the activities that we do in my salon is hair, amongst other things. So I don't need state board telling me what I can and can't do because I don't function in the public. I only function in the private. Now, when it comes to 1099ing independent stylists, if you're a salon that facilitates the atmosphere for the stylist to work in, and you help them with the currency exchange and the transaction of currency, and you supply them with color, you could charge them or take a percentage of what they do in the salon. So everyone will get 100%, and you maintain some of the funds that they do, so they actually 1099 you. So the Department of Labor can go pack sand because you're not 1099 them. They're really not employees. The salon works for them. So that flips the whole entire conversation up on its head. So I'm going to unpack that with my private community in detail. So if you want to hear more about how we arrange that, DM me the word grow or DM me 1099, and I'll let you know how you can get into the community and how you can get on these calls with my accountant so you can really get some high-level information on how you could change your business around. Because ultimately, what we want in our career as stylists is freedom. Years ago, it was obviously money, right? Everyone still wants to make money now, but with social media, you don't need a salon. Like, you could build your own business without a salon. So what does a salon do for you? It gives you team, environment. It gives you a place to do hair. Obviously, you have people ordering color for you. There's a lot a salon can do for you. So it's important that if you could balance both the freedom to get in a suite, the independence from a suite, and you can make that atmosphere kind of work for a salon, the only way to really do that is if you 1099 or get 1099 by your team. And the world has changed dramatically. And what we really want now is freedom. The problem with giving too much freedom to newer stylists, though, is they lack structure, and that's why they fail and they're not successful. So you have to make sure that you have some kind of a structured environment for them because they're going to fail. Like, it's just like when someone comes out of hair school and they want to go to a suite and they think they're going to make $100,000 a year the first year out of hair school. It's not going to happen. So sorry. But if it happened, it's one in a million. All right. So 1099 is out of the way. How do I get more information on the private membership salons? All right, Raphael, DM me the word PMA and I'll get you the information. But I'll give you some high level information right now. Let me take a sip because I'm still got this cold or allergies. There are two types of domains in the world, Raphael. Pay attention. The private and the public. The Division of Consumer Affairs protects the public. That's your Board of Nursing, your Board of Cosmetology, all these different agencies in your state. Now, the private domain is protected by your Constitution. That's your right to peacefully assemble. That's your First Amendment right. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, there was a bunch of people peacefully assembling in the streets, burning buildings down, shit like that. Yeah. So that was protected by the First Amendment right, the right to peacefully assemble. So if you have a salon that's private and you decide to peacefully assemble and talk about things that you guys want to talk about and have activities in there like, I don't know, church meetings, power talks, painting, hair, and you can have different events in your salon that are private and only your private members can attend. As long as you're not causing any substantial harm or evil to your members, no state or government agency can interfere with that. Now, you're also protected by the right to private contract or the right to contract. That's protected by your 14th Amendment, and that's protected by your state constitution. So you do not function in the public domain, you function in the private. That's why I don't need to have a shop license in my salon. We do other activities in my salon other than just hair, but the word salon, if you look it up, everyone on this call right now, The word salon means, James, Google it for me real quick. The word salon. It's a place to gather and exchange ideas by an inspiring host.
Definition?
Yeah. The definition, I believe, is a gathering, a place that people gather to talk about ideas by an inspiring host.
An
It's
establishment where a hairdresser, beautician, or courtier conducts business.
the French origin of the word salon. Look that up for me real quick. I believe I'm right. It's also on the warehousesalon.com if you want to look at that website. So that's what we're doing. A salon's a place to gather and talk about ideas. That's what we do. Not just hair. That just came around as of the later years of the existence of people. All right, guys, Q&A. What questions you have? Nicolette, welcome to the live. You want to jump in and join me real quick? I'll put you on the spot.
The word salon comes from the French word salon, which originally meant a reception room in the 18th century, where the word came to also refer as a gathering or refined people that took place in such rooms. Salons were often held in private residences of the wealthy. Or the
Private, you heard that, guys?
and were attended
All right.
by select groups.
Yeah, so what I just said pretty much. All right, questions, Q&A. James, any questions on YouTube or Facebook?
Nope.
Anyone popping up?
Come and say hi on YouTube.
Question, who do you got to file your PMA for? Nobody. It's private. Much like a trust is a private document. You don't got to file it with anybody. That's why a trust is better than a will. A PMA is a private document. You got to form your articles of information. You got to make sure you have your membership agreement. But you don't need to file it anymore because it's your document. Guys, I think a lot of people, this goes to the states only. The United States of America is a constitutional republic. Am I right with that, James?
The Constitutional Republic, 100%.
And what's that first word? It's the Constitution. We have a Constitution. You're protected by the Constitution. So when you get these letters from these agencies telling you that you owe them money or you have a Constitution to protect your rights. You have a court of law. So when you're dealing with things like filing this and filing, you don't have to do that if you have a private business. You're protected by the Constitution. I don't know why we don't teach civics in school anymore, but civics explains what your rights are. And if you guys aren't learning civics, then you should be learning civics. Like, go educate yourself on what the laws are. I don't get scared. Like, every time I'm driving in a car, someone's like, oh, there's a cop. Okay, great. I don't really give a shit. I'm not doing anything wrong or illegal. If they pull me over, here's my license, here's my registration, here's my insurance. Like, why am I scared? You guys have to understand the law and learn the law. It's like if you get a letter by the IRS, okay, you got a letter from the IRS. What's it say? You owe them money? Do you owe them money? If you don't, then write on the back of it, because there's a spot on the back if you want to appeal it. Write it on the back. Send it in. It's not the end of the world. Like, stop fearing these 3-letter agencies and start taking your life in your own hands using the Constitution. All right? So that's what a PMA is. It's giving you your rights back as a citizen of the United States of America to function in the private domain. That was my rant. That's over. Would you recommend the stylist that is tired of working for someone else? What do you recommend for a stylist that's tired of working for someone else? Go work for yourself. Like, if you're tired of working for somebody else, then open a suite, open your own salon. But I want you to understand something. Why are you tired of working for them? Is it because they're not delivering on what they promised you? So owners and stylists who are watching this right now, when you go work for a salon or you bring on a team member, what I want you guys to understand is there should be a common agreement between the two of you. And if you're a stylist, you can do this too. You tell your owner, I need you to show up for me this way. I have a vision. And this is how big my vision is. Your owner's vision should be big enough to fit yours in it, but we're not going to get there yet. And in order for me to show up for you this way, this way, and this way, I need you to show up for me this way, this way, and this way. Now, as an owner, you got to tell your team, as your owner, I'm going to show up for you doing X, doing Y, doing Z. And in order for me to do this, I need you to show up for me this way. And as long as you both are showing up for each other, there shouldn't be any discrepancy or bad blood or animosity between the two of you. The second the one person doesn't show up for you in a particular way, it's up to you to have the conversation with that person to address it so it doesn't drag on for 2 months, 2 years, 5 years, and you resent the person and then you want to quit. So if you're tired of working for someone, then go open up your own salon. I'm going to promise you that you're going to really respect that person when you go to open up your own salon and realize what's involved in owning your own salon. So owning a salon is very simple. it's just a lot of work. Like, it's not that hard. It really isn't hard to open a salon. So anyone who's struggling with owning a salon or making that leap, you're overcomplicating it in your head. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, but it's not that difficult. You got to find a spot. You got to negotiate a lease. You got to get products. You got to put stations in there and chairs. And then if you're a licensed salon, then go to the state board. If you're not, you're a PMA, open up a PMA, and then start doing hair. Have something to collect money, pay your team. It's easy. Don't overcomplicate it. Just master the basics. So if you're tired of working for somebody else, go find a building, go find a piece of property, go find a storefront, go find a suite, go rent the chair, and be your own boss. I'm a born and bred entrepreneur. When I was a kid, I was like 7 years old. I was at the diner, and I don't know if you guys remember this. This is before the internet, because I'm old. There was the American Express. They had like the pamphlets, the brochures, and like every register had that. And so I remember filling this brochure out, and I put it in the mail. No stamp. I didn't know what the fucking stamp was back then. I was a kid. And I waited for my card to come. And I knew with that card, because it was like a business card, I could start a business, because I hated school. I just hated school. And that was like my first introduction to business. I always wanted to be my own boss. I remember going to the mall, and what the hell was his name? Wahad. Shit. He owned a store called Time and Beyond. I forget his name at this point in time. I would know it if it was brought to my attention. But I used to go to the arcade. He had this cool little thing called Time and Beyond. He would sell, it was a kiosk. And I used to like watch the front register for him while I went to the bathroom and stuff. I used to love going there. And he would give me like $5 to get out of his hair, because it was probably really annoying. I just always wanted to work. I started working at 13, and I always knew I wanted to own my own business. It was a hustler from day one. And so for me, the one bottleneck I have as an owner is not understanding that not every person wants to own a salon. And so for my business structure, I enable my whole team to be independent. Like, I want them to be independent. I want them to run their own business. I want them to have their own Google business page. I want them to succeed. So the way I'm built is I want everyone to be their own boss in my salon. And that doesn't work for everybody. If you want the 401k and you want the paid vacations, you want all that stuff, that's not my salon, right? That's salons like, you know, the guys in 124 Go, that's their salon. They fucking rock out with that. They got the benefits. They got everything. They got the structured schedule. That's not me. So I created a salon for the entrepreneur who wants to run their own business. But if you want to own your salon, go do it. Guys, so many people talk shit about America, and you talk shit about this country. Go try and start a business in South America right now. Go to Venezuela. Go to Africa. Go to China and start a business. Go to Europe and start a business. All you people talking shit, I don't care who's the president. I don't care who's running this country. This is the greatest country in the world. If you want to start a business, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Does everyone on this call, everyone watching right now, everyone on the live, does everyone speak English? I hope so, because I'm only speaking English on this call. Do you understand English? Yes. I'm going to answer for you. Do you guys know how to do math with the American dollar? If I give you a 20, can you break down, give me change of a 20, a 5, a 10, and 5 singles? Can you guys do change of the American dollar? Cool. Amazing. Do you guys know more than one person here in America at this point in time? I'm willing to bet the answer is yes. So answering me this question, why is it that a person can come to this country, not know our language, not know our currency, and not know another person in America and be a millionaire within 5 years? And you can't do it, and you grew up here knowing the language, knowing the currency, and having all the people you know. Why? Because you're fucking lazy. That's why. So if a man can come here or a woman come here from another country and become a millionaire in 5 years, not knowing the language, the currency, or anyone else, what's your goddamn excuse? It's fucking sheer laziness. So every person who tells me you have it hard in America, it's bullshit. You can open a salon and you can be successful if you put the work in and you figure it out. So if you guys want to learn how to do that and make it easy for yourself, DM me the word grow and I'll help you out. I got a program for that. So I want to leave it to one more question. Everyone on the call. Emma, thanks for joining. That's my cousin. She's in the chat. If you guys have any more questions, drop it right here. The Q&A today. Hi from Germany. Oh, hey from Germany. Sorry, that was an American rant, but I'm sure you can open a business in Germany too. There's a lot of people here talking shit about this country, but they're not even left in. But they've never even left it. Yeah, if you don't like the country, get out. Go move somewhere else. That's so interesting to me. You guys hate everything around here, but you're not doing anything to change it. And this is a whole other conversation before I go on a rant. People bitch about other people who have money. Go make as much money as you can so you can make the change as you want to make a change in the world. Because believe me, the more money you have, the more impact you have. So focus on growing your business, focus on making as much money as possible, and then you can focus on having as much impact as possible. You can't do that working for somebody else. Mostly you can't do that working for somebody else. Like if you're the number 2 guy at Apple, you can. But start a business. This is the most amazing country in the world. This is the most amazing industry in the world. You guys can cut hair. You can color hair. You can do skincare. You can do eyebrows. You can sell products. You can start products. You become an affiliate. You can start a YouTube channel. Look at Carly Bible. She did makeup. She had a makeup YouTube channel. Look at Jeffree Star. Look at, who's that girl, the Kardashian girl, James? Caitlyn Jenner? Kylie Jenner? Kylie. She started a makeup line. She's a billionaire. She's the richest Kardashian. She didn't even make a sex tape, and she's the richest Kardashian. Come on, guys. She doesn't even do makeup. If you guys are in the industry and you aren't taking control of your career, what are you doing? Get on social media, get attention, start a product line. It's not that difficult. The blueprint's out there. If you're not using ChatGPT, get on there and have a conversation with it. So if you guys want to learn more, you want help growing your business, your brand, anything, DM me the word grow. We're hopping off the live right now. Great Q&A, guys. I might actually do another one today later on. So here we go. And that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Goodbye.